Community policing is more challenging than ever before. The Eagan Police Department gets more than 46,000 calls for service in a year. Having highly trained, skilled, capable officers is the most important objective, but increasingly, so too is having a diverse police department to reflect the growing diversity within Eagan's population as a whole. Eagan's population is about 12% non-white. Eagan currently has 8.6% non-white officers. That compares to 11% for the 65 Minnesota departments polled in a recent federal survey. To help increase the number of minority candidates in a highly competitive applicant pool, Chief Jim McDonald has proposed an innovative strategy. Hire an additional community service officer. That's how Lieutenant Roger New began his career. It's a non-sworn position where the department can help foster and mentor an individual to obtain a law enforcement-related education with the idea of later becoming a successful police officer for Eagan. The chief himself started off as a CSO.
When we hire police officers, we adhere to some very strict standards. We want people that would make good Eagan police officers. Police department needs to increase its diversity within its sworn ranks due to concerns we've heard from the community. We hope to utilize this community service officer position to bring in candidates that are virtually unknown to us and mentor them, train them, kind of instill with them some of the qualities that we expect out of all of our Eagan police officers. And the idea is to essentially have a AAA ball team, if you will, and when they've advanced and matured, and you can bring them up to the big leagues. And that's probably the best analogy that I can use. We've done this program in 1994 and again in 1996. So we have a history, and the idea is to go out and actively recruit. One of the problems that we've been having is that we don't see a lot of minority candidates in our pools. So we actually have to go out to schools, colleges, job fairs, or those sorts of locations and actively recruit minority candidates.
It turns out that other neighboring departments have slightly more community service officers than Eagan does. Eagan had 4 CSOs, but over time the department needed to reprioritize its operations to meet budget constraints. The change in 2017 would partially restore that, so the 24-hour-a-week part-time CSO will help handle duties.
Community service officers are very important in our organization. We're a 24/7 operation. There's a lot of logistical things that need attention, running people to jail, and if our sworn staff was doing those sorts of tasks, they wouldn't be able to be out on the streets and patrolling the neighborhoods like we would like.
The CSO also will have a flexible schedule to obtain a college degree in law enforcement. Chief McDonald also meets with an advisory group to make sure Eagan PD understands minority community concerns and perspectives while exposing citizens to just exactly how police officers are trained and the expected procedures and standards to which Eagan law enforcement personnel are expected to adhere.
Knowing the police and knowing how the police work and knowing how Eagan police work puts me at ease. I'm like, okay, I know the person coming to my car door is going to be professional. I'm not living somewhere where the police profile me because I don't feel like I've been profiled. I feel like when I get to Eagan, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm home.
From what I've been told from my community affairs group is minority people want to see similar faces policing them. One of the goals in Eagan Forward was to make Eagan a welcoming community, and this is our effort to try to do just that.
To those wearing the badge in blue, it has always been about being the best police officer you can be, not the color of one's skin. Having residents and visitors feel comfortable that they too are represented on Eagan's police force by its diversity is the ongoing challenge. Eagan and Eagan Police are making an investment to help grow the ranks of its minority representation.